The Wizards are in an interesting spot because they have a lot of questions. And it comes down to look, they got rid of Ish Smith, Robin Lopez, Alex Lynn, Isaac Bonga, and Garrison Matthews isn't coming back. In exchange, and also Russell Westbrook. In exchange, Kentavious Caldwell-Pope, Kyle Kuzma, Montrezl Harrell, Aaron Holiday, and Spencer Dinwiddie have all came into the picture. And we can agree the single biggest strength that the Wizards have right now is shot creation in the backcourt. At the end of games, they have two players in Spencer Dinwiddie and Bradley Beal that they know they can give the ball to and usually end up with something positive. And we saw with Westbrook last year, once he turned that corner, having two weapons like that makes it very hard for the opposing team to hone in on one single guy, such as Bradley Beal. And by having these two guys, Spencer Dinwiddie and Bradley Beal, it should provide a lot of openings for the Wizards shooters that they now have several of that players. And the other thing I see a positive is the depth. Washington having second options last year was pretty good for who they were. Robin Lopez with his post-ups and Davis Bertans with the occasional pin down. And obviously that was partially because of the Westbrook effect. He soaked up so many possessions. That's why we didn't really see much of the role players unless they were basically getting a feed from Westbrook. And I think right here, what we look at this team, and I like it, okay? I like the team because I think, look, with Daniel Gafford and the addition of Kuzma, Caldwell-Pope, Holiday, and Harrell, the Wizards no longer have to start their first round pick in Corey Kispert or just throw Denny Advia back into the fire because they hope he's good and that they don't have any other options. So now by having Kuzma, Caldwell-Pope, and Aaron Holiday on the team, this will let Danny Advia to come back from an injury and develop at their own pace. Same thing with Corey Kispert. And the same thing could be said about Thomas Bryant now that they have Montrezl Harrell and Daniel Gafford. And Thomas Bryant, yes, he's a little older, but I think once he shakes off that rust, it'll be great because Montrezl Harrell will be the scoring guy. Daniel Gafford will be the rim running, rebounding, rim protecting guy. Thomas Bryant will be the floor spacing, rebounding, somewhat rim protecting guy. And one of the biggest weaknesses last year for Washington was their third best player. They didn't have one, and it was kind of a drop off after their big two. And what it seems like right now, there isn't such a drop off. There's a lot of depth. Spencer Dinwiddie, Bradley Beal, and the team it evens out. There's a lot of parity between the team. And I do see them at least going 500 and making the play-in tournament. And I think Spencer Dinwiddie is a solid starter. He's definitely a top 20 point guard in the NBA. You know, offensively, you wish he would be a better three-point shooter. The biggest thing with Dinwiddie is he doesn't have the same burst or explosiveness to create his shots at will that Russell Westbrook does. Dinwiddie has to work for it more, and he's not the passer that Westbrook is, or it has the same ability to draw fouls. And, you know, another big knock against him is his availability. He hasn't been available. 68 games, is the most he's played, I think, once in his career. So he's not an all-star point guard, but he's just right below it. And I think what they've been able to do is, look, Denny Avdia, Corey Kispert, Roy Hichimara, I think are good. Raul Neto, Aaron Holiday, good guards to be in the backup. Then you got Kentavious Caldwell-Pope, who can play shooting guard and, small forward. So I like the idea is that they're loaded at the forward positions with Davis Bertans, Denny Avdia, Roy Hichimara, Kyle Kuzma, Anthony Gill, And yeah, I know it's kind of clogged up their rotation forward because I think, they have a lot of depth. And a lot of these guys can play either shooting guard, small forward, or small forward, power forward. And Roy Huchmar, I think, is more power forward. I think Denny Abdiaz is a small forward, power forward. Davis Bertans a power forward, small forward. Kyle Kuzma, power forward, small forward. Anthony Gill, power forward, small forward. Corey Kessler, shooting guard, small forward, or small forward, shooting guard. Because he's not athletic enough to play shooting guard, but he can play because of his shooting ability, kind of like a Duncan Robinson. I mean, Caldwell-Pope is like a shooting guard, small forward. Then you got Raul Neto, who's a shooting guard, point guard, and Aaron Holiday is a solid backup point guard. So it's going to be very, very interesting. I think Davis Bertans might be the guy who is looking out from him, if I have to be honest. I don't see the picture of him just fitting in, you know? I just can't see him being able to get into the rotation and for them to be willing. So I want to hear your guys' thoughts. That's basically it from you guys. Comment, like, subscribe. I hope you guys do have a great day, because I know I will. Till next time, guys. Peace out.